When you stop being available to everyone, your whole life begins to transform in ways you never expected. For a long time, you might have been the person who always showed up, the person who dropped everything just to help others, the person who ignored your own needs because you didn't want to disappoint anyone. You became the one who carried everyone's burdens, even when yours were already heavy. People got comfortable taking from you because they knew you would always say yes. But something powerful happens when you choose to pull back. The moment you decide that your time, your peace, and your energy are not free for everyone to take, a new chapter begins. People notice your absence before they ever noticed your presence. Some will get angry because they were benefiting from your availability. Some will get confused because they were used to you putting yourself last. Some will call you cold or distant because your boundaries disrupt their comfort. But not every reaction deserves your attention, and not every person deserves access to your life. When you stop being available, something clearer than sunlight begins to appear. You start seeing who truly valued you and who only valued what you could give. You start seeing who respects your heart and who only respects your usefulness. You finally see the truth of every relationship, every friendship, every connection. And that is when everything shifts. You begin to realize how much of yourself you gave away without noticing. How many times you said yes when your heart whispered no? How many moments you sacrificed to keep others happy while you stayed empty inside? But the moment you choose yourself, the moment you protect your peace, the moment you decide that your time is precious, everything changes. Your mind becomes quieter. Your heart becomes lighter. Your priorities become sharper. You stop focusing on pleasing everyone, and you start focusing on growing yourself. You stop chasing people, and you start attracting the right ones. You stop stretching yourself thin, and you start rebuilding your strength. When you stop being available all the time, you regain your power. You regain your confidence. You regain your identity. You realize that you cannot be everything for everyone and still have anything left for yourself. People will either respect your boundaries or reveal why they never deserved you in the first place. The ones who valued you will understand. The ones who used you will disappear. And both outcomes are blessings. Because the truth is simple. You are not meant to be emotionally accessible to everyone. You are not meant to carry the responsibility of keeping relationships alive alone. You are not meant to pour into people who never pour back into you. Your availability is a privilege, not a guarantee. And when you stop giving it to the wrong people, your life becomes peaceful. You start spending more time with yourself, learning yourself, healing yourself, growing yourself. You start nurturing your dreams again. You start focusing on the things that matter, not the things that drain you. You grow, you heal, you evolve. People may say you changed, and that's okay. You did change. You stopped abandoning yourself to make others comfortable. You stopped putting your needs last. You stopped letting people treat your time like it had no value. You stopped being the version of yourself that tolerated too much, and you started becoming the version of yourself that chooses wisely. You realize that if your presence does not bring peace, your absence will. You realize that not everyone deserves a seat at your table. You realize that silence is power, distance is clarity, and boundaries are protection. When you stop being available, God begins to move in ways you didn't expect. He removes people who were blocking your growth. He closes doors that were distracting you. He reveals motives you couldn't see before. And he brings new connections that align with your purpose, your peace, and your destiny. People with pure intentions will never be threatened by your boundaries. People who truly care about you will never guilt-trip you for choosing yourself. The right people will understand your silence, appreciate your distance, and respect your time. This is your season to protect your space. Your season to learn that no is a complete sentence. Your season to choose peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and self-respect over people-pleasing. You don't have to answer every call. You don't have to reply to every message. You don't have to show up every time someone demands you. You don't have to carry everyone's emotional weight. You don't have to fix what you didn't break. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. You deserve boundaries. You deserve connections that feel balanced, not draining. You deserve people who respect your presence, not those who depend on your exhaustion. And when you finally understand this, everything begins to shift. You walk differently. You think differently. You speak differently. You glow differently. Because you are no longer giving yourself away to people who never saw your value. You are no longer shrinking yourself to fit the expectations of others. You are no longer living life on other people's terms. You are finally choosing yourself, honoring yourself, and protecting yourself. This is the new you, stronger, quieter, wiser, and more intentional. A version of you that does not explain every boundary. A version of you that does not beg for understanding. A version of you that does not apologize for choosing peace. A version of you that knows silence is powerful, distance is sacred, and privacy is strength. So let this be your reminder. When you stop being available to everyone, you finally become available to what truly matters: your growth, your healing, your purpose, and your peace. And that is when everything changes.